Forgive me for this. Don't be hurt. I keep all of your letters. I've never gotten such kind-hearted letters from anyone. You're like my little sister. The Nazis left me lonely and wounded.
All right, that is a scene from the TV special, The Last Survivors, Echoes from the Holocaust. Veteran actor Ed Asner is one of those giving voice to their compelling stories. Absolutely so proud and happy that I get to spend this time with Ed Asner and Zane Buzby here with more on this special project, which is being considered for an Emmy. Thank you so much, guys. So first of all, tell me a little bit about the Survivor Mitzvah project.
She's the evil genius who created all this. It's for all those people, primarily in Eastern Europe, I guess. Those are the only ones so far that we've been able to help through Zane Buzby, who did not get contributions from the governments, either Germany for the concentration camps or by their own resident governments. And they've been sitting there, moldering prior to the grave, in their little old shtetls and homes, on the good graces of others. Because the Eastern European governments aren't that forthcoming in helping these people out. And Zane came along and started this fund, the Mitzvah Survivor Fund. And it's been wonderfully helpful. And if you just look at the logo that you have, this one right here, see some of the faces and hear some of the letters that these people have written due to contributions from Americans who had souls.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But, I mean, they call the Americans who help the angels from America. I mean, how often do we get to be angels to help people who live in small huts without heat, without medication, without doors, some of them, and freezing cold in the winter, who have been totally forgotten 70 years after the war, Holocaust survivors still suffering. And I saw it and I said, I can do something about this. I just need the help of everyone else. So we started helping people. We went to Eastern Europe. We went through towns and villages in 8 countries. We found now 2,000 survivors that were helping. It started with just 8. Mm-hmm. And we brought them along to this day where now they have food, medicine, heat, and shelter. But now we found another 1,000 people. So we have to keep helping and keep telling people, watch this film. It's wonderful to be in consideration for an Emmy, but it's even more wonderful that it gives people an opportunity to see that there's a need to help these people.
You know, I find it really interesting because there are many survivors that don't want to tell their story. So that must have been something along the way, and especially when you talk about survivors who haven't told their story in so long and have lived life with this as a fact. That must have been an interesting challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's become an angel to them, a regular Florence Nightingale. But, and then they're still not being helped by their various governments. So it's up to contributors here.
You know, Ed, you've done so many different projects in your life, and we know you from all of your time on television and film, and this had to be something a little bit closer to your heart, didn't it?
Well, yeah, this is where my roots came from. If my forebears, my father and my mother, who were immigrants, did not come here and make a living and create a life for their 5 kids, I could be one of those old people doddering away into the grave in Eastern Europe now.
I mean, his family were in Eastern Europe during the war, were partisans, teenage partisans fighting in the forest, and so were my cousins, very close in the same forest.
Amazing.
So I was just in that forest, and I brought him back a pine cone, but I mean, that was amazing, the Nalibaki forest where these kids fought the Germans and won.
Amazing that you two met and did this. Thank you so much. For more information about Ed and Zane and all their projects, go to kcal9.com and click on Scene on TV. And